narration related to us by Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anhu. The theme is going to, we covered like the appreciation of Hajj or pre-Hajj theme, and then we took a week off, and I'm going to come, the theme now, the theme that I'm going to cover over the next week or two is the unlawfulness of harm. The unlawfulness of harm in Islam. The importance, see, a Muslim's mindset is rigged in a way where you're always making sure that you are not causing harm. Now, you may not be bringing benefit, but you're definitely not causing harm. And this is very important in the way a Muslim looks at himself, or they look at themselves and how they look at the world, is that you have to make sure that you absolutely are not causing harm to other people. And then if you're capable, after you do that and you figure that out, then you start looking at, okay, how can I be beneficial? How can I do khair, inshallah, in the world? What good can I do? But that first piece is very important, because the moment you cross that red line of harm, you're on your own, really. You can ask whatever question you want to whatever sheikh you meet, and they'll maybe give you something you can do, or Allahu Alam. Allahu Alam if it works or it doesn't. You just have to. So what's better is to prevent harm. So the hadith I'm going to share with you, we're going to kind of talk about that. And the Prophet ﷺ, he talked about that a lot. He talked about this piece, and it's in the Quran everywhere. And this hadith is nice and simple, and inshallah you've heard it before, and hopefully you'll find it beneficial. He said عليه الصلاة والسلام قال لا يتناجى اثنان دون الثالث فإن ذلك يؤذي المؤمن والله يكره أذى المؤمن. He said عليه الصلاة والسلام, may two people not speak or whisper to each other in confidence when there's a third person present. Right? If three people are sitting together, they're a part of a. May two people not engage in secret or private discussion and exclude the third person. فإن ذلك يؤذي المؤمن, because doing that, it harms the third person, the mu'min that's there, it harms them. And the reason I read this hadith at the beginning is because what the Prophet ﷺ says right after that, قال والله يكره أذى المؤمن. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala despises the harming of another mu'min. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not, he hates seeing the harm of a mu'min. So it's something to think about when you're kind of dealing with people. It's a simple, see, when you think about like tanaji, two people talk, that's what munajah means. When I speak to someone in confidence and I'm whispering to them, or I'm speaking to them in private, what harm really is occurring to the third person? Like if you think about it, what harm is really occurring here? Let's not give the example of like kindergarten students or primary year students. Let's say adults, three adults, and two people are talking secretly or whispering to each other. What harm is really happening to the third person here? It's a psychological harm that's not that big. Like it's not that dramatic, and it's a psychological one. It's just the third person feels a little bit isolated, a little bit left out. My opinion on this matter is suck it up. Like you're a man, you're a woman. They want to talk about something, just what's the big deal? The Prophet ﷺ, no, don't do that. If you want to talk to this person, find another time. If there's three of you, don't do it at that point, because it harms them. Even the slightest amount of harm, even something as small as that is almost unnoticeable, that no one even takes time to think about. That amount of harm, don't do it. Why? Allahu yakrahu adha al-mu'min, subhanahu wa ta'ala, jalla jalaluhu. He despises the harming of another mu'min, so don't do it because it harms them. But the harm is, I don't care how small it is. That's not the point. It's harmful, isn't it? It's uncomfortable. They feel left out. They feel isolated, even just for a moment. Even if they are psychologically capable of just dealing with it and moving on, and it's not a big deal. It's harmful. Don't do it. And I think that kind of summarizes what I'll be talking about over the next week or so, inshallah, regarding this issue. I hope that was a benefit to you. يروي الإمام الطبراني في مسنده أو في معجمه بسند حسن عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم لا يتناجى اثنان دون الثالث فإن ذلك يؤذي المؤمن والله يكره أذى المؤمن. صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. سبحانك وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه. جزاكم الله خير. بارك الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.